Imagine waking up without an alarm, working from your favorite spot, your living room, or even on a beach from the other side of the world. No boss, no 9 to 5, just you and your laptop deciding on who you work for and when you work. This is the beauty of freelancing. Freelancing is not only about freedom, but it is about the possibility of you building a real profitable and scalable business over time and doing this on your own terms. Hi everyone, my name is Enemona Onyeke, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start and build a successful freelance business. I'll be taking you step by step from choosing your skills to landing your first client. Imagine waking up without an alarm, working from your favorite spot, your living room, or even on a beach from the best part of the world. No boss, no 9 to 5, just your laptop and you choosing who you work for, when you work, and what you work on. That is the beauty of freelancing. But here is the thing. Freelancing is not only about freedom. It is also about building a real and profitable career from your skills and doing it on your own terms. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can start a successful freelancing business step by step, from choosing your skills to landing your first clients and building the freelancing career to a point that it supports your lifestyle. Freelancing is no longer a trend anymore. It is a full-blown revolution. In 2024, research shows that 1 in every 3 people in the workforce are also freelancing, and this number keeps rising on a daily basis. Why? Because people are now realizing that they don't need to sit in traffic or stay glued to an office to make a living anymore. They are now realizing that they can turn their skills into income and earn from it, working from anywhere without having to face some of the challenges that traditional workers face, and mostly working on their own terms. And here is the best part. You don't need to be an expert to make money online. You don't need all the 10 years of experience or several years of experience that filter people out of job opportunity most of the time. All you need is a skill and the willingness to show up and learn. From graphic designers, video editor, content creators, content writers, to virtual assistants, there is space for everyone in the freelance world. So whoever you are, whether you are working at the moment looking for extra income, or you are looking for a side hustle, or probably a student looking for a way to support your tuition, freelancing world is the gateway. In freelancing, there are countless opportunities available, so it is never oversaturated, and whoever you are, you can always make it when it comes to freelancing. And this is the opportunity that I'm presenting to you in this particular video. So make sure to stay with me, because I'm going to cover everything you need to become a successful freelancer. Before you can start making money from freelancing, you need to have a skill. You need to figure out what you are offering. And this starts by asking yourself this simple question: what are you good at? Yes, you don't need to be a pro, but you need to figure out the service you are going to offer as a freelancer. And to make it easy for you, firstly, you need to ask yourself, what do people already come to you for? What do you think you can do? Are you a writer? Are you a designer? Do you have the ability to make complex things very simple? These are valuable skills that people are paying thousands of dollars over the internet to have people help them to do. When you figure out the service or the skill you are going to offer as a freelancer, then the next thing is for you to find a niche. A niche in this case is making yourself stand out from the crowd. Instead of saying you are a writer, or for instance, instead of saying I will write you an article, you can stand yourself out from every article writer by saying I will write you an SEO optimized article for your blockchain website. In this case, you already make yourself stand out as a blockchain article writer, and this way people that are looking for blockchain article writer can easily spot you out from the crowd of article writers. This is one of the ways of niching down your skills to make sure you make money from it. When you have a niche, you make yourself stand out, and standing yourself out make you get attention from your potential clients. So the more specific you are, the easier it is for clients to find you, and the better your opportunities of making money over the internet. And guess what? You can always evolve over time, right? For instance, I started out my freelance career as an article writer, but over time, I evolved from one services to another. So when you are starting out, you need to get a place to start out from, and over time, you can grow and upgrade your skills. At this point, if you are still unsure what skills or what services you can render over the internet, you can start by asking your friends and families what they think about you, right? Ask them, what do you think I can do? What do you think I'm good at? This way, you can be able to filter out the services that you are going to render over the internet, because you have been helping people do one or two things. So your family members, your friends, they know and they have idea on your capacity. They know what you can do and what you are good at. So take that step to ask them, and then you can take it further. If you are not satisfied, there are platforms, there are online skill quiz platform that can help you to filter your skills. And when you are able to figure out these skills, that is your first step into freelancing. So if you are still with me in the video to this point, you can agree with me that at this point, you have identified your skill and your niche. So it is now time to prove to your clients that you can do the job. And that is where your portfolio comes in. So portfolio is simply a collection of your work. It is where you show your potential clients of what you have done and what you are capable of doing for them. But then people usually ask this big question: what if I don't have any clients? You don't have to worry yourself so much about this, because you can start by giving yourself imaginary job. As a graphic designer, you can start by imaginary design or trying to replicate most of the top designs you see over the internet. And then, although in this case, you do them in a studio name and keeping them as your work. Also, you can as well talk to family members and friends for you to do a free or low budget work for them, and at the end of the day, you ask them if you can include this work into your portfolio. These are some of the easiest way where you can get your portfolio. I said you can do imaginary job as a graphic designer, as a video editor. You can go out to record scenes and put a montage together and make it very interesting, or you can go to some of these free footage platform, pick some footages from there, and do a free montage and make it very interesting so that whenever a potential client comes, you can show them some of these things as your previous work. In a situation where you don't want to do that, you can also reach out to your family members, your friends, and talk to them on the possibility of doing free or low budget work for them. This way, you are able to have some experience working on jobs, and then you'll have your work that you can show to potential clients. And also, there are platforms where you can put your portfolio. Firstly, I want to state that your social media handle, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or anyone you are very comfortable with, it is your first point of portfolio, because wherever you say you do, people will always go out to your social media platform to check you out. So make sure you have your social media platform stating clearly what you do, and ensure you drop some of your sample work there from time to time. And also, there are other platforms where you can also build professional portfolio. Firstly, you can have your own personal website, but at this point, you don't have to bother yourself with having a personal website. You can also go to platforms like Behance for designers, GitHub for developers, and we have LinkedIn where you can build your portfolio, where you can build your profile to enable you connect with CEOs and people that are very likely to employ you. I know I've been saying a lot of things, but trust me, you don't need to overthink this. You don't need to overthink your portfolio. You just need to make it very simple, and then over time, you can improve and upgrade. You know, like they said, it is progress over perfection. All right. At this point, you have identified your skill and niche, and then you have a portfolio. So it is time to find your potential clients. And I need to state it that at some point, when you have your portfolio on some of these platforms, the clients may reach out to you directly, but how about you finding these potential clients? You can start by having an account on some of these freelance platform, because as a freelancer, freelance platform is where you can always start from before you move to other places. As at the point of shooting this video, there are countless, in fact, there are tons of freelance platform. But in this video, I'm going to be breaking the list down to most of the popular ones where you can easily start from. If you want to start out as a freelancer, there are there are plenty platforms that you can go as a freelancer. And I'm calling their names in no particular order. Although any day, anytime, Upwork and Fiverr are my favorite freelancing platform. So let's get into some of these platforms so that we can check them out. So Upwork is one of the freelance platform that you can start out from as a beginner. It is great for long-term projects and ongoing client relationship. perfect for writers, developers, marketers, and any skill that you can imagine of. You can always go to the Upwork platform to go so that you can go through some of the services they render there. You know, like I say, whenever you're on a freelance platform, there are countless services that you can render as a freelancer. And also another platform that you can also work on is Fiverr. Fiverr is so very dear to me because Fiverr is where I started out my freelancing career, and it made it so easy for me. And any day, anytime, for anybody that wants to go into freelancing, I always recommend Fiverr for them. Although the competition now is much, but trust me, you can always find a way to work on Fiverr. So Fiverr is best for selling services as one-off gigs. So on Fiverr, gigs is very, very popular. You know, on Fiverr, what you put out to the client that they can reach out to you through is gig. So gig in is what I will say your skill, your niche. So gig is what you tell your potential clients that this is what I do. So also on Fiverr, there is what they call milestone, where you are able to break down a big project into milestone. Fiverr is good for selling services as one-off gigs, and it is also a place where you can upscale and upsell your services, because as a designer, you can, you know, there are always things that can be added to the package, right? So I remember when I was into business name creation services, you can decide to add slogans, you can decide to add logo design for the business that they are going to choose at the end of the day. So Fiverr is where you can easily upsell your clients. Another platform is freelancer.com. Freelancer.com is ideal for bidding on short projects. Lots of competition, but opportunities for any niche that you are coming from. So another platform that you can work as a freelancer is TopTal. Although I've not worked in this platform before, from my research, it shows that it is an high-end platform, and it is an invite-only platform for experienced freelancers. So whether you are in the design niche, or you are a developer, or you are in finance, you can always check out some of these platforms for your services. Now, people per hour, Guru, Contra, you know, like I said, their names are very plenty. So these platforms are lesser known, but they are fast growing, and they are places where you can check out to see services that you can render, or where you can put out yourself so that clients can reach out to you to use your services. When it comes to freelancing platforms, like I said, as a freelancer, you have to start from a freelancing platform. And I listed out like about 5 websites where, as a freelancer, you can start out from. But then you don't need to create an account or start out from all the 5, right? Because I told you there are tons of them, and you can also try to check out some of the freelancing platform later. You don't need to create an account on all of them, right? You can just choose 1 or 2 where you can create your account, and then over time you can decide to check out other platforms. So your account in this freelancing platform will always make you stand out and giving you higher chances of getting gigs or getting clients. So you have to create your account, put out a very good and SEO optimized gig description, put your profile, very professional profile image. And for instance, on Fiverr, you need to get a gig image that give a quick description of what you do. Start by picking one or two freelance platforms that aligns with your skill set and goals. Don't try to be everywhere. You know you are just starting, because you will get yourself burned out and frustrated at the end when you try to be everywhere at the same time. When creating your profile, you need to be crystal clear about what you offer and who you serve. And this is where you use your niche. For instance, you can say, I help small businesses to grow with SEO article, instead of saying, I am a writer. Add a friendly profile picture, a killer headline, and a short bio, and also your sampled portfolio. You need to treat your profile like a mini sales page. You are not just listing skills that you can offer, you are also trying to convince your potential clients why you should be the one that they will hire. You are not just listing skills, you are also trying to tell your potential clients why you are the perfect person for the job. All these platforms and other freelancing platforms are where clients are already searching for who they can hire, and therefore you need to make yourself stand out so that at the end of the day you'll be able to land jobs from this platform. Now let's start with one of the scariest questions for a new freelancer. How much should I charge? Let me start like this. You deserve to get paid for every work you do. It is that simple. Whether you are a beginner or you are a freelancer with several years of experience, your skills and time are valuable. The key is to price strategically. If you are still unsure how much to charge, you can start by looking at how much people in your niche charge. You can use tools like PayScale, Glassdoor, or you can browse through the profiles of people on Upwork and Fiverr. This will give you the idea how much people are charging based on their skills, their experience, and the region. For some services that are region based, if you're just starting out as a freelancer, for some of you that might be seeing this video for the very first time, or for some of you that are hearing about freelancing for the very first time and you want to take action, it is okay for you to start at the lower end, but don't go too low. You need to find a balance in between, and also bear it in mind that since you are just coming into the market, you may not need to charge extremely. You don't need to stick with one price. As you perceive there is an increase in the services you are rendering, you can always increase your price, right? And don't be tempted to underprice yourself. I have faced this particular issue at a point. There were a time on Fiverr that I undercharged a particular client, and that was the last time I ever heard from the client. Because why? The client felt I didn't know what I was doing, but in my mind I was trying to win the price competition. I was trying to like give him a ridiculous offer, but at the end of the day, people are different. People do not have the same thoughts. So some of them will think you don't really know what you are doing. Charging $5 for a very technical service that require a lot of time and effort for you to complete will only get you a client, but it will not give you the income that will sustain your desirable lifestyle. Instead, you should focus on delivering massive value and raising your price as you gain more experience and testimonials. Every few months, reassess your pricing. Are you in demand? Are you improving the quality of your work? Then it is time to level up. Clients don't just want your hour, they want results. So focus your pricing on the transformation your work brings and not just the effort you put into the work. In this digital age, confidence matters a lot in everything you do. So why pricing, why charging your clients? So make sure to state your pricing clearly and with no apology. You are not begging for a favor, you are offering a solution, and the right client will gladly pay for it. So, how do you actually get clients, especially when you are just starting out and you don't have the track record and there are no reviews? Here is the secret. Clients are not looking for the cheapest freelancer that they can find on the freelancing platform or on the internet. They are looking for people who understand their problem and are able to offer clear solution. And that is where you come in. And in this case, what can stand you out is your proposal. So when applying for a job, don't just send generic proposal, or let me say, don't just send generic pitch. I made this particular mistake in my early days on Fiverr, where I was responding to every buyer request with the same write-up. Instead, take a few minutes to read and understand the request of the client so that you can respond to it directly with what they need. Here is a simple structure. Number one, start with a compliment or a personal touch. And this is where you need to make it clear to them that you actually read their post or their request. Secondly, simply explain to them how you can help them solve whatever the problem is and why you are the best fit for this particular job. Give a relevant example of your past job. Understand the keyword there, relevant example, so that it will not be that you are applying for an article writing gig and then you are submitting a previous work that was a video editing job. You understand? So whenever you are applying to any work, any request, any job, make sure that you give a relevant example that will help the client in selecting you. And finally, end with a friendly invitation to connect. Here is a sample proposal that you can use in applying for some of these jobs. It's just a sample, so feel free, don't just copy and paste, feel free to personalize it so that you can connect with your clients. So you can say, hi, client name. In this case, is the name of the client, whoever the client is. I came across your post about needing social services, right? And I love the clarity in your goals. I have worked on similar projects before and would love to help you solve their problem, right? You let them know the problem you are looking at helping them to solve. Some clients do go into details to let you know the problem they have, whilst in some cases you may need to go a little further by researching about them, going to their website or checking one or two review about this platform. Here is an example of my previous work. You can link your work there. Let me know if you like to chat more about how I can support your project. If you take a look at this, you get to see that it addressed all the simple structure I listed out earlier, where I said you start with a compliment or on a personal touch, you show them you actually read their post, you quickly explain how you can help and why you are a good fit. You give a relevant example of past work and end with a friendly invitation to connect. And once you land your first client, you over deliver, you communicate with them properly, you show up early, you make sure you are available to attend to their needs. And this is what you need to do to keep the clients coming back to you. The freelancing world runs on trust. A happy client will not only rehire you, but they will also recommend your service. So most of the time, try to make sure that you are able to satisfy and over deliver whatever your clients need. In order for you to make your transition into the freelancing world easy, make sure you treat every of your clients. Your first 3 to 5 clients are your foundation into the freelancing world, and you need to make sure you do everything possible to ensure you serve their need properly. In football, there is this thing we keep to mind: you don't always win, right? So there are cases, there are time you are going to submit proposals, there are time you are going to submit buyer requests, and you will not hear from the client or you will not be hired. You don't need to break down, you don't need to give up, right? Everyone at some point have faced rejection, so it is normal. You just need to keep doing you, keep improving yourself, keep submitting the application. The goal is not to win every job, right? Is to keep increasing and improving your your proposal, and in no time the right clients will come your way. At this point, you have the skill, you have the portfolio, and you have your first clients. But freelancing is not only about doing the job, it is about managing your business properly. And that means you are able to stay organized, manage your finance, manage your time properly, and you also ensure every work you have are delivered on time without allowing the stress of all this to get to you. You can use tools like Asana, Trello, Notion to track your time. You can also schedule your deliverables, and in this way you are able to meet up with deadlines and you're able to deliver all your orders when you are supposed to deliver. You can even use Google Sheets to plan yourself properly for some of these things, because when you are starting out you may not have the resources to go for some of the premium tools. And when it comes to your time management, there are a lot of free tools and paid tools that could help you in properly managing your time. And for your finance as a freelancer, if you're working with the freelance platform, they already have a system that can help you with your invoicing, because the platform are standing as escrow between you and the client. But in a situation where you are dealing with this client yourself, you can also find some of the invoicing tools available on internet for you to send your invoice to the client when you are supposed to, so that you don't miss out on some of your payments. Also, keep track of what you earn and spend. Create a simple spreadsheet or use accounting tools to monitor your cash flow. And yes, freelancers pay tax. Start setting aside a percentage of your income early to enable you settle your obligation in that aspect. Lastly, manage your communication properly. Respond to clients within 24 hours of them reaching out to you. Always make sure you check your email, or if you're working on a freelance platform, make sure you always log into the platform to check your inbox. And some of them now have apps that you can always check while on your phone to ensure you respond to these clients as soon as possible. So make sure you keep your communication with them crystal clear and respectful. Respectful communication will always bring a client back to you. So you have been landing jobs, managing your workflow properly, and building a happy client relationship. What is next? It is time to scale. Scaling in this case means growing from a freelancer who is hustling from one gig to another into a freelancer who is building a real repeatable business with higher income and more freedom. Here are three powerful ways to scale your freelance business. One, raise your rates. When your skill improve and your demand is increasing, you should absolutely raise your rates. New freelancers undercharge out of fear, but remember, confidence attracts premium. When your work speaks for itself, you can charge more for less time. Number two, offer premium or add-on services. Look for ways to expand what you are currently offering. For instance, if you are a graphic designer, you can decide to add branding into your package. Or if you are a writer, you can decide to add content strategy or content planning into your package. Or if you are a photographer, you can decide to be selling your preset. The idea is whatever you are offering as a service at the moment, you can decide to expand it by adding other related services that can upsell and upscale you. The more value you offer, the more you can charge, and the better it will help your relationship with the client over time. And number three is consider outsourcing your work or collaborating with other people in your niche to get your job completed on time. As you grow in your freelancing career, when you are consistently rendering quality jobs, a time is going to come where you become fully booked, right? In this case, the job will become overwhelming. In order for you to properly manage this, you can decide to delegate some of the lesser jobs to other people. In this case, it could be people you have employed under you or people in your niche who are able to complete the particular work. Doing this will help you complete all your jobs in time so that you'll be able to meet up with the deadline of your clients despite the workload. Don't forget, as a freelancer, you can always diversify along the way. There are many freelancers I know personally that over time have been able to diversify their income and even their line of business. As a freelancer, you can upgrade yourself by creating digital products or offering consultation services or even creating courses online that people can buy from you. This way, you are diversifying your means and also giving back to the community, and the same way expanding your means of income. That is simply growth. That is not just growth, it is also leverage. So scaling your freelance business is all about thinking bigger. You are not just working for the client alone, but you are also building a brand, a real business, and a legacy. And that is where the real freedom that comes with freelancing lives. All right, so let's do a quick recap of all we have covered in this video. If you stayed with me throughout the whole video, you should know how to start and scale your freelance business already. And this start by identifying your skill and niche, build a simple but powerful portfolio, pick the right freelance platform, set rates that respect your value, craft proposal that win clients, manage your time, money, and workflow like a pro, and finally scale your business and turn your skill into freedom. Freelancing is not a shortcut and it is not a fantasy. It is a real business that have helped millions of people to discover themselves, build themselves, and are living the life of their dream. And they are living their best life and in control of their career. You can also do this. So don't just watch this video and catalog it into one of those many videos and courses you've watched and not take action. I want to encourage you to take action on this video by even taking the first step to discover the skill that you can offer as a freelancer, right? I want you to understand that your first client, your first win, your first $100 are all waiting at the other side of you taking action on this video and trying to put into practice all I have encouraged you to do in this video. If this video has helped you, don't forget to like, share, comment, and also let me know in the comment section which skill you are looking at offering, and as well share this video with your friends and family so that they can also consider starting freelancing as a business. Before I go, finally, I have some videos on my channel here where I talked about businesses that will guarantee you income online. So make sure you check some of those videos and also share it with your family. Thank you for your time and see you in my next video. Bye for now.